Good morning. I felt better. Sales meeting 2 weeks ago. Thank you. Sit down. I said, why the hell no one show up to sales meeting? Brooke's like, I swear I sent out email after email after email. And then we start getting all these calls like, I didn't know about sales meeting, I didn't know about sales meeting, I didn't know about sales meeting. So supposedly, as tech savvy as we are around here, that's a joke. The emails weren't going out, but we fixed it. So thank you for showing up today, guys. How are we doing?
My apologies.
Way to fix that, Brooke.
My apologies.
Oh, Brooke didn't fix it. We called someone else to fix it. We got a guest speaker that's going to be sitting in here with us today. Kentrell, you want to stand up?
Yeah, come on.
Kentrell's 15 years old.
He's ready.
He is ready.
He's already been recruited.
I think he snuck in my closet earlier today and stole one of my shirts. Kentrell, welcome, man. Glad to have you here, okay?
So tell him the background. So he wants to be an agent when he grows up.
Yeah, he wants to be an agent when he grows up, 15 years old, ready to conquer the world. So just kind of like colleges, and we're going to start our recruiting a little bit younger. So I've seen some of you guys bring your babies in. Let's start doing that because we got to worry about the future, okay? I got some good stuff. I'm going to run some quotes by you. We had a Coach Graham at my meeting at the Berkshire Hathaway Brokers meeting last week. I'm going to run some of his stuff by you. We're going to do a quick video, and then we got a couple guest speakers we're going to talk about. So could we hit the lights?
On the 8th of December, my wife had a lot of back pain. And we were taken to hospital, and they found out that she was 2 centimeters dilated. It meant that we were getting airlifted straight to Sydney Hospital. She was pumped full of steroids. And but as you all know, life doesn't always go according to plan. I love the story about the man who works from his home office, and a little boy comes in one day. He's 8 years of age. He says, "Hey, Daddy, any chance we can play catch?" Daddy says, "Sorry, son, I'm busy." Next day, little boy comes in. "Hey, Daddy, any chance we can play catch?" "Sorry, son, I'm busy." Third day in a row, little boy comes in, knocks on Daddy's door. Daddy says, "Son, told you yesterday, told you the day before, I'm busy, I can't play catch." He says, "Oh, Dad, I wasn't going to ask you to play catch today." He goes, "Oh, what were you going to ask me?" He says, "I was going to ask you how much money you earn an hour." Daddy says, "Son, that's a very rude question, but I earn $50 an hour, so I can put a roof over your head and food in your tummy, so please get him out of my office, I've got work to do." Little boy doesn't knock on that door for a week, a month. 2 months goes by before that little boy knocks on Daddy's door. He says, "Hey, Daddy." "Yes, son." "Daddy, over the last 2 months, I've been mowing lawns, I've been pruning trees, I've been doing every single chore that my mum has asked of me, and I've been able to raise $25. Daddy, I was wondering if I give you this $25, could I please just have half an hour of your time? And Daddy, could we please go and play catch?" So often we look at success by the materialistic possessions that we perceive are important. I would give away every little bit of success I've ever had to have a healthy little boy come and knock on my door and say, "Hey, Daddy, any chance we can go and play catch?" My journey began when I was 11 months of age. I went to the doctors with my mum, and the following morning I was diagnosed with an incurable cancer of the central nervous system. The doctor said I had a 96% death rate. Go home. Take your boy home and allow him to live the next few months with his family because there's nothing that we can do. My mum asked one question. I don't want to know what the chances are of my son dying. I just want to know what the chances are of my son surviving. I'm so lucky every day that my mum chose to look at my life not being 96% empty, but she chose to look at my life being 4% full. I started chemotherapy on my first birthday. My chemo cycle was 9 days on, 3 days off, 9 days on, 3 days off, not for weeks, not for months, but for years. My mum had to go to death counselling once a week for 2 hours to deal with what was going to happen to a little boy. I say to people all around the world that I'm one of the lucky ones, but I never say I'm one of the lucky ones because I'm still alive. I say I'm one of the lucky ones because I wasn't my mum. My mum was the one that had it tough. After way too many years in hospital, the doctor came in and said to my mum, "Kerry, we have no idea how, we have no idea why, but you can take your little boy home." Everything was going to be okay. My mum carried the fear and the burden of her son dying because she wanted me to lead a normal life. That's optimism. That's what true courage is. My wife and I were due to have a beautiful baby midway through February 2018. On the 8th of December, my wife had had a lot of back pain. And we were taken to hospital and they found out that she was 2 centimeters dilated. 4 days later, on the 12th of December at 6:40 p.m., we had a beautiful little boy who was very unwell. He was taken away from us and stuck in intensive care unit level 3. They thought he had an illness called sepsis. They told us that we had maybe 4 days with our little boy. And that afternoon he was put straight back on the plane and he was airlifted back to Sydney. He stopped breathing twice on the plane. It was the first time that I walked a day in my mum's shoes. I would give away every little bit of success I've ever had to have a healthy little boy come and knock on my door and say, "Hey, Daddy, any chance we could go and play catch?" But then about a week after we got back to Sydney, I captured his first little smile. Every time I've been knocked down, I've always remembered what my mum told me, that was, son, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down in life, it's about how many times you get back up that truly determines the quality of your life. And I remember that day I thought, you know what, everything's going to be okay. What makes today even more special is I have my beautiful little boy here with me today. So please welcome to the stage, Mr. Lachlan James. We love him more than we could ever imagine. He's opened up a new valve in my heart for me to truly understand now what love is. And I'm so grateful every day to have this little boy in our life. I promise you, when you begin to prioritize what's important, you finally start to live your life. Spend your life working so hard to enjoy that life that you have been blessed with. Things are doing really good.
We talk a lot about coaching and being successful and how do we make more money. Can I get that back light on once you guys are done crying back there? But hopefully we also continue to talk on balance and what's really important. We got to keep life in perspective. And I love what he says at the end. Let's work hard so we have the ability and the opportunity to do the things that we love with the people we love. And it comes from the heart. Muhammad Ali says champions aren't made in a gym. They're made from something that comes deep inside of them. A dream, a desire, and a vision. He said his son opened another valve in his heart. Coach Graham, who I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, talks about being tough on people, but also how it's okay to love people. But if you do love them, and you tell them you love them, and you show you love them, mean it. A couple quick quotes. I was watching the movie The Inventor about the Edison, which is a machine that came out by Thermo something. It's now broke. It was where they take Walgreens had hired a company to take these little things, poke your finger, get blood, and they said that you could test all your things, and it didn't turn out to be what it said. But there were some great quotes in there. 3 of them from Thomas Edison that I put down. Does everyone know who Thomas Edison is? See, we made it through 3rd grade, every one of us. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. Right? When he was talking about that. Something not working. When he talks about character, it's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get back up that's going to determine your character. Second of all, if we did all things we were capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. And that's true. We all have the ability to do more in a better manner than we have before. And the last one is a quote that I gave to the manager and to the lady checking me in at the hotel. We had our Berkshire Hathaway meetings down at Anguilla. I had the kids going with me. When you stay at a Four Seasons, you get to the 5th person, they require you to get a second room, which is a little frustrating. Berkshire Hathaway luckily has a pretty decent rate. So I said, hey, do you have any villas? I got these kids I want to upgrade that has a pool. So they said, yes, it's going to be $2,000 above what you're paying for the 2 rooms. I'm like, can you go talk to your manager? So he goes and talks to the manager, comes back and says, nope, it's going to be $2,000 additional per night above the 2 rooms you're already paying for. I'm like, I'm willing to pay something. I'm not willing to pay $2,000. Can you go talk to your manager again? Comes back and says $1,750. I says, listen. I says, I got 2 rooms I'm already paying for. I'm not paying $1,750 a night. She said, well, what will you pay? I said, $1,250. Will you go back and talk to your manager? She goes and talks to the manager, comes back, gives me a hand, shakes my hand. So $7,000 later, I'm the lucky owner of a suite. It's a bittersweet, right? And then I read her the quote that I just saw an hour before. I said, Thomas Edison said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try one more time. So they both laughed. They didn't give me any more discount, but they laughed. So we got a couple things I want to run through real quick. Coach Graham, I'm drawing a blank on his first name, was the head coach at Arizona State, and that's after being at a number of smaller schools. He was the high school, Chris Stewart, everyone knows Chris Stewart. Chris Stewart is the CEO now, who took Gino's job of Berkshire Hathaway, runs our network, HomeServices. He was a high school coach of Chris Stewart. And so they reconnected, he said, about a year or so ago, and he brought him in to be our speaker at our event. And he and Nick Saban are the only 2 coaches that have 11, I believe it's 11 coaches that were assistants that came up under them that are now head coaches in college football. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, he got fired a year ago, and he says, I used to love Arizona State a lot more than I love them today. Todd Graham. But one of the things he talked about is that, and so I'm going to give a number of one-sentence things that he said that I think apply to leadership, to being a winner, and to being successful. But he said he started believing what he was reading. He started believing how great he was because all these other people were saying he was successful because he was 2-time Pac-10 Coach of the Year. And he took a team that had won 3 games a year to winning 10 games a year, twice a year, and being in the Big 12 championship game. He said, take care of those who have taken care of you. Right? We've talked about that. We always need to remember who opened doors, created opportunities, and helped us get where we are. And we need to, on occasion, tell them thank you for opening those doors, creating those opportunities, and how much we appreciate them. There's much more happiness in serving and helping others. What you get in return is so much more than what you give. Whisper in the ear of those you care about. You are a champion. He's going to go on to say it's okay to be tough. People say that I want to hit high goals. And he told a story about one of his top players who was a 2-time All-American who came into his office one day and said, Coach, why are you so much harder on me than everybody else? He says, you remember when we sat down and I asked you, what did you want? And you said, I want to be the best. I want to make a difference. He says, I believe in you. I believe you have the ability to make a difference. And I'm trying to push you and encourage you and help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. And so it's okay to be tough on people, but you need to also encourage them. You also need to be a reminder to them. It's okay to tell people you love them, but make sure that you mean it if you're going to say it. Daily focus is needed to be successful. You must be consistent on what your goals are. If you're successful, you must guide others, give back. The leader sets up front. And he talked about Tom Brady. He's got a close relationship with Bill Belichick. And he does some consulting with them. And he says Bill has been his mentor in coming up to be successful. But Brady sets up front. He's the first one there. Before they have team meetings, he has meetings with the receivers. He has meetings with the running backs. He has meetings with offensive linemen. He says, Belichick is tougher on Tom Brady than anybody else in the room. And Brady and him understand that's for the good of everybody. It's okay to be tough on your superstars, push them, but show them that you care. We need a one-of-a-kind plan. I love this. I don't know if I love this, and I don't think anyone in the room is going to love this. But Belichick has a policy that you turn your phones in. You do not get on social media. You do not do selfies. You do not post what's going on in the New England Patriots locker room. And one of his guys, which was like a top draft pick, someone that they thought had a lot of potential, went and did a selfie and did a post, and Belichick fired him that day. It's like, this is our system. You either buy into it, you believe it, you work it, or you're not part of it. Develop your own team. Don't worry about hiring other people. Have a cause in your heart. The leader sets the standard. By the way, everyone in this room is a leader, right? You may be the leader of your family. You may be the leader of your team. You may be a company of one and you're the leader of yourself. But every one of us in here are leaders. I told Brooke our meeting today. We got a meeting for an hour later today, and I said, this are the three things we're going to focus on. Clarity, focus, and execution. Clarity, focus, and execution. We need all three of those to be successful. Have character. But it's okay, again, to be tough on those that you believe in. Be tough, but show love. Start with yourself. Don't tell others to do things you're not willing to do yourself. Start your day with a self-talk. And I would tell you, the more I study leaders and the most successful people in the world, it really comes down to this. Start your day in the right mindset, right? He said, read, listen, learn, pray, meditate every morning to make sure you start out in the right mindset. When you start the morning in the right mindset, your chance and likelihood of being successful that day is substantially greater. Build champions, push them, care for them, love them. They can all coexist. We can be hard on somebody and love them at the same time. Leadership is not a speech. It starts with one-on-one, and then 10-on-1, and then many-on-1. When you do that, then you have a winning culture. He talked a lot about culture, and he's one of the few guys I hear in my leadership things and the CEO things. In Minneapolis, Kim was there. People talk about culture all the time, and it drives me crazy because most of the people don't have a clue, I don't think, when they're talking about culture, what actually a successful culture is. It's a buzzword, everybody uses it, and then they go about their way, and they really don't focus on building a winning culture. Focus on how to build confidence and to win. Build up others, and don't break them down. Don't give up when things go wrong. It's the time that's most important to get up, and that's the time that's the time it's most important to get up and go harder. He talks about accountability. We talk about this all the time, right? We can put a plan in place, but when we have an accountability partner, we become much more productive. Is Dave or Ben in the room? Neither one of them? They're in the hall? They're making phone calls. They probably are making phone calls. Tell them to get their ass in here. They both told me when they started holding each other accountable, they became more successful. And it's just proven. Accountability helps us be more successful. It's essential for you to be you. That's how leaders are built. Don't try to pretend to be somebody else. Be innovative. Be one of a kind. Don't do what everyone else does. Record and share so you can watch again and again. That if something is successful, you've got to see it a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth time to pound it in your head. When you're successful, don't listen to how good you are. And this is where he talked about, I used to love Arizona. He says, I love Arizona State. Used to love them a lot more than I love them now. But he said, I started listening to how good everyone said I was. And I became complacent. And then I got fired. And so there's a lesson in that for him. Stay hungry. And then he talked about attitude of gratitude, which is one of my favorite quotes, favorite statements, is right. Attitude without gratitude is no attitude at all. We need this to lead, to serve others, and to be a winner. A couple quotes I have here real quick here, and then we are going to move on, is Bill Walsh. The culture precedes positive results. It doesn't get tacked on as an afterthought on your way to the victory stand. Champions behave like champions before they're champions. They have a winning standard of performance before they are winners. Nelson Mandela. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Dr. Martin Luther King, talking about character. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I think I got one last one. Winston Churchill. And this is so true. The pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. One more time. The pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, and the optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. I love that. And it reminds me of Les Brown, who says, the now inspirational speaker, radio host, it's better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So we need to make sure that we're prepared for whatever opportunities it is. But as the video said, and as the coach said, he talked about talking to his son every single day, and every night they pray together and they have time together. Is we're all getting busy and we go a million miles an hour, but make sure that we take time to do the things that we love with the people that we love and understand what's really important in life. So I hope you guys like that. We'll send some of those slides out. Actually, Chris sent last night all of the deck slides of Coach Graham. So we'll send all that stuff out to you, which is even more than what I have. So Kim, Prosperity Mortgage, we're kicking off. You want to come up here and I don't know if you're introducing your team.
I'd like to.
Why don't you come up here and introduce your team?
I won't go over.
Should we prep your speech real quick?
Well, I got to follow Vince. You just have to follow me, so don't feel bad. Okay, so I have Kevin Terrell. He's the manager of Prosperity Home Mortgage for Nebraska. So he's right here. If you don't know him, you will. We've got Levi that works out of this office. Oh, you got to cheer. We have Nicole, and she's primarily out of the Sarpy.
No, go. I'll move.
And then we have Courtney, and she's gonna, all right. She's going to be working more out of Regency. And then we have Tom, who's new to this area, but he's actually a transplant from Virginia. He's been with Prosperity Mortgage for, all right, you got a shout out. All right, so these are your faces, and hopefully you'll get to know them better, but good job, guys. Go ahead. Move off. I only have 7.5 minutes.
Go do
here.
some loans.
Go do a loan. Okay, so I'm not going to take a lot of time, but I did want to just let you know that as of last week, Home Services Lending transitioned over to Prosperity. And just to let you know who Prosperity is, we started in 1984, and I think the most important thing about Prosperity to know is that we were born out of a real estate office. So we formed a mortgage company just to service realtors. That's all we do. So we weren't a bank moving into a real estate office. We've been Berkshire Hathaway since 2017 when Long & Foster was purchased by Berkshire Hathaway. And in 2019, we're expected to do about $8 billion worth of business. So it's a pretty huge company, real estate focused. Okay, so why use Prosperity? I'm not going to go into a lot of why. I'm going to give you basically 2 ideas that I think can help you get more business and close your business quicker. But I want to tell you about Prosperity because we're here to earn your business. Yes, we sit in your office, but we're not entitled. We have to be the best. We're going to be better than your competition outside the office, even though we have a little bit of a leg up being inside your office. About 5,000 customers last year filled out our customer satisfaction form. And overall, we got a 4.88 out of 5 as far as customer satisfaction. So that's a pretty good proof statement for you. We are a direct lender. We have great rates. Rarely can we be beaten because we are so large. We have a direct line to Fannie Mae, so we have excellent rates. We don't go through an outside investor, so we go right to where the money is, which just means to you that we get there quicker with less conditions for your customers. One thing that we're pretty proud of is that we have our own appraisal department. So if you're experiencing elongated timeframes on your appraisals right now, we have a panel that we set up where we go direct to the appraiser and we don't have a middleman involved. Again, getting your appraisals done quicker. If you do have a situation where you have an appraisal that comes in low, we have a quality control team that identifies this within 24 hours and fixes the problem prior to it being a big problem at the end. All right, so 2 ideas for you. One, I wanted to address, after talking to some of the agents the last time I was here, I understand that there's a lot of competition in the lower end markets, like the $250,000 price range. And we kind of address this with our Buyer Advantage program. This program is free to the customer. And what we do is they don't need a property. They can come in and talk to any of our loan officers, bring your documentation. We give them a fully underwritten commitment, not a pre-approval, a fully underwritten commitment, subject to only the appraisal. So now they're walking around with a purse full of cash that they're ready to spend. And if you do get in a bidding war, we have a fully approved customer that you can tell the seller, hey, this person's ready to go. All we need is the appraisal. So this will help you out, I think, in winning some bidding wars. It also creates a sense of urgency because the customer knows what they qualify for. They have money in their pocket. They're ready to spend it. And we also lock their rate for 90 days. So there's a little bit of urgency that's created for you all when you go out with these customers. And as you already know, Omaha is the #4 metro area with the highest share of millennial heads of household. So millennials are moving into Omaha in a very high rate. And these millennials are 18 to 35 years old. So they want to do business a little bit differently, typically, than maybe we've seen in the past. So we did come up with a proprietary program. You can move along. It's called Accelerate. And this is a very technical program. Not technical as far as the buyers having to figure it out, but technical in the back end of setting this up. So what it is that imagine that a client completes a digital loan application either on the website or their phone. And they give us the employer name and salary. They hook up their bank statements, and we pull credit automatically, and we can electronically issue a commitment letter subject only to the appraisal within minutes. Now, this is for conforming loans, conventional conforming, but that in Nebraska you have a lot. You don't have as many jumbo mortgages as some areas do. So once the digital application is submitted, if validated, they don't have to turn in tax returns. They don't have to turn in bank statements. They don't have to turn in credit letters. They don't have to turn in anything. It's automatically underwritten by Fannie Mae, and it's done. And the thing I like the most about this is that the more documentation typically you add to a file, the more problems occur, right? Because they say, oh, give us this. Oh, well, since we have this, we're going to need this. And so this just eliminates all that paperwork. And so what we see behind the scenes is if we get a green for credit, nothing more needed. Green for assets, nothing more needed. Green for income, nothing more needed. So there's situations, too, where people have not given us one piece of paper for this. Now, the nice thing, too, is that let's say assets get a green, but income doesn't. Well, okay, now we don't need bank statements. We just need to verify the income. So this is going to go real quick. And I think this is also going to be a great thing that you can also show your sellers, too, when you go for a listing, that you have access to this program for buyers, which is going to help the seller close more quickly, too. So there's a lot of ways you can use this. So it's the future of mortgage banking, minimizing conditions, eliminating last-minute surprises, simplifying the process. And what we really try to do at Prosperity is create a customer for life. And I'm not going to go into it today, but I don't have enough time, but we also do a lot of co-branding with you, the agent. And every time we're promoting ourselves with the customer, we're also promoting you as the agent. So in closing, the proof is in the pudding. Year-over-year applications. These are companies that converted in the beginning of the year, and Reese Nichols is in Kansas City. They're up 180% with applications. Realty South in Florida is up 215%.
Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah.
That's where Realty South.
Oh, okay. Okay. you know this.
They're in the
already.
United States. They're in the United States.
I said south.
And their business is up.
First Weber is in Kansas City, and they've been Wisconsin. Tell I'm from Philadelphia. And they're up 254%, and Edina in Minnesota is up 144%. So we're real confident that we can help you grow your business by helping us grow our business. So what do we need from you? Well, if you could just open up your mind to hearing what we have to offer. We're not asking everybody to immediately, bring all your buyers. We know it's a two-way street, but if you could just kind of hear what we have to offer and realize that we can add value to you and your clients. We shoot for, at Prosperity, well, I don't say we shoot for, at Prosperity we have almost a 30% capture rate, which is basically one in 4 transactions, 1 in 3 transactions come to us from the office. We're just asking you for maybe 1 in 5. So if you have 5 transactions, if you can try us with 1, let us blow you away. That's how good we are. That's how confident we are. I will also say that we probably have the most accessible management team. My boss is Tim Wilson. He runs Prosperity. But if we had a loan that had an issue or a problem, I'm confident I could call him right now, get him on the phone, and solve the problem. Kevin's the same way. I'm the same way. We're very accessible, large company, but in a very small way. So I have Kevin's phone number up there. We are going to be around for the next, well, at least for the morning. We have some things to do. So if anybody has any questions afterwards, I'd be glad to take them. Not here, because I know I'm bumping up against it. But I thank Vince so much for letting us do this. And we're really excited to be Prosperity and to help you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The thing I'm excited about is we've sucked in the mortgage business. I mean, we are as bad as anybody in the country. We've never done well at it. And as I've talked to other brokers that had the home service lending companies and they switched here, they're like, it is just like night and day. That in comparison of rates and service and how they interact and work with the agents is much more productive. So I'm excited about the opportunity. As you said, there's not an expectation that you drop the relationship that you have with the lender you have, but we would like the opportunity to get some of these deals to prove ourselves. And if we can prove ourselves, then hopefully that helps you look better with your buyers and sellers in the marketplace. So I appreciate that. Zellman, they quoted, I loved everything they said. I disagree with their definition of millennials. They say it's 18 to 35. I think most people would argue millennials were born in 80 or 81 through 94, 96. So they're typically 22 to 38 right now. But Chris Stewart had told us that we would have the opportunity to participate in some of their surveys. Zellman is a company that does tons of survey, and they give a lot of research back, which I thought was very useful, valuable information in our meeting up in Minneapolis a couple weeks ago. And so we're going to try to dive in there, participate that, and as part of participating, then we get the results of their stuff, which then we'll turn around and share for you guys, so we're excited about that. So thank you, Kim, I appreciate it. We next have Kevin Gross. Is Kevin floating around? I see him up back there. Kevin, could you come forward? Kevin is with one of our new home warranty companies, American Home Shield, and he's our rep here. So let's give Kevin a big hand.
And thanks for breakfast, Kevin.
All right. Like Vin said, my name's Kevin Gross. I'm with American Home Shield, and again, I am on a timeline, so I'm going to go very, very fast. After the Goalcast video, I had something I was planning to say, but I'm just going to throw that away. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, my commitment to you, a little bit about American Home Shield, what's different with American Home Shield in our contracts, okay? So a little bit about myself. I've been with American Home Shield for 16 years. 13 years, I was in our Carroll, Iowa call center. So 90 miles east of here, we have a call center. We employ 500 to 600 people in Carroll, okay? So we're local. We're 90 miles away. Our kids, our families come to Omaha to shop and do everything else, right? I've been the AE for the last 3 years, okay? My territory is going to include Iowa City, west to Kearney, Nebraska, okay? I'm happy to be in Omaha. I'm very fortunate and lucky and looking forward to working with you guys to be a home warranty provider for you, okay? I am not the funniest. I'm not the most charismatic person. My table at the convention is not going to be the one everybody congregates at and is laughing, drinking, and having fun, okay? My commitment to you, though, is to provide you the best service available from a home warranty, okay? I'm going to be available to you guys during real estate hours. That means if you have a question at 9 o'clock at night, call me, email me, Facebook message me. I'm going to try and get back to you as soon as possible. If you have a question on a Saturday, call me, text me, Facebook message me. I'm going to try and get back to you as quickly as possible to answer that question or solve the problem, okay? American Home Shield. It's new in Omaha. You guys may not have heard it, but American Home Shield is the pioneer of home warranties. We started the home warranty business back in 1971, 48 years of experience, okay? We're going to be included in 300 real estate transactions annually. We're going to pay out $600 million in claims. $600 million in claims annually. That's huge. There's one thing American Home Shield knows how to do very, very well, and that's pay claims, okay? What separates us from all your other home warranty companies is we are not going to give you the false idea that you're covered, right? We're not going to look for loopholes on how to get out of paying claims, okay? When you look at our brochure, and this brochure is in the office, if you turn to that back page, that's going to show you what's covered in each individual plan. You're going to see a category that says livable and forgivable coverage. This coverage is usually a buyer upgrade with other home warranties, right? That coverage is very critical for home warranty coverage, right? If I'm a buyer and I don't have coverage for lack of maintenance, why is it my fault the seller didn't maintain their equipment? If I don't have coverage for rust and corrosion, that's why I bought the warranty. The furnace is 30 years old, it's rusting and corroded. The hot water heater sounds like Rice Krispies when it starts up, right? It's got sediment inside. Why are you going to penalize me for that? Our coverage, every single plan includes that coverage. Okay, you don't have to worry about being upgraded. You're already upgraded, your client's already upgraded. Our 3 plans are Shield Essential, Plus, and Complete. I'm going to say after the meeting to explain those if you have any questions, okay? If you just want to offer one plan, one price, Shield Plus $738, write it down. That's what you want to put in your purchase agreement. Shield Plus $738, okay? Seller's coverage. American Home Shield has partnered with Home Services of America, and we are doing some things that are unheard of because of their relationship with Home Services of America, okay? We are giving away free seller's coverage. This is huge. Who uses seller's coverage right now on all their listings? Seller's coverage is free. We cover unknown, undetectable pre-existing conditions for sellers, right? I replaced 100 furnaces from May to September in 2017 in Lincoln. Average turnaround for real estate is 30 days in Lincoln. People had not ran their furnaces for 30 days. Because of our definition of undetectable pre-existing conditions, every single one of those furnaces was covered with a crack heat exchanger. We are not looking for loopholes to get out of denying claims. We want to be there for you and for your clients. I would encourage you guys, everybody who has a listing, put listing coverage in place, call me with that inspection report, guarantee you half the time I'm going to save a substantial amount of potential bills or expenses to your client. Give me the opportunity to help you and help your client avoid some of those expenses. Okay? Listing coverage on every single listing you have. It's free. It's free. We have a concierge line for Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador. Okay? Here's where you would go, only you guys, to enroll this, to enroll your warranties. You can email ahsconcierge@ahs.com. Or you can call 855-424-9608. Brooke has a flyer she'll send out tomorrow with all this information as well. Okay? Again, I'm going to stick around. If you have questions, come see me. Guys, if you haven't had a good experience with warranties, it's not because warranties are bad. You're just using the wrong one. Now you have an opportunity. We've partnered with a good warranty that can offer a great service to you and your clients without the loopholes.
And the concierge service is set up specifically for home services to fast track issues. So when issues come up, we have a kind of a hotline to call them, and we've got the influence of not just our company, but all the other home services companies that have set this up.
Correct. It's for you as the agents. Do not share this number with homeowners. If we have 10,000 agents giving this homeowner number out to homeowners, it's not going to be a good resource for you guys. The number you give out to your homeowners is my personal cell phone, which is on the back of this. If they have any questions, concerns, you tell them, I'm not a warranty rep, call Kevin, he'll take care of it for you, right?
So Kevin, let me ask you a question. So on the seller thing, 'cause I don't think we have that many people, and by the show of hands and from my responses previous to this, that are covering sellers in that listing period of time. So the furnace goes out, as you just talked about in Lincoln. Do they have to pay a deductible? Do they have to implement the plan at that point in time? Do they have to make that part of the contract moving forward? I just want to make sure that everyone understands.
There's really no obligation. So their seller's coverage is free. It's a buyer-only price as long as it's a home. If it's an ambassador listing, right? If it's one of your listings, there's no cost seller's coverage, okay? If there is a claim, you pay a $75 service fee, plus tax, so it's 80/25 or whatever the case is, per trade. So if I'm looking at an inspection report and I see 20 plumbing items, it's $175 service fee, no matter how minor they are, right? There is a $2,000 limit on seller's coverage. The most we'll pay out during the seller's period is $2,000. Because of our buying power, we can get a lot of work done for $2,000, okay? We will buy 100,000 units from Carrier. We will buy furnaces for $350, air conditioners for $350. So we can get a lot of work done for that $2,000 cap. Okay, does that answer the question?
Questions?
So if there's a failure, you would just call in, make a claim, go online, make a claim. But also during that inspection process, things that come up during those inspections, leaky faucets, leaky pipes, hot water heater T&P valve leaking, cracked furnace or cracked heat exchanger in your furnace, all potential claims. Instead of having the seller paid for, you can have it covered by the warranty, right? We hope when you do that, you're going to recommend and use the warranty and hand it over to the buyer as well.
Kevin, on the seller's coverage, you said this, I just wanted to be clear that they have to register it with you on that concierge line, right? They're listing?
Correct. Because it's free, this is unheard
Repeat
of. This
that
is
because
not.
people in the back can't hear.
Scott asked if, for the seller's coverage, we have to enroll that through the concierge line. Yes. On the brochure, you're going to see pro.ahs.com is where you go to enroll warranties. Not for free seller's coverage, right? That is only available to you guys. We haven't built it into our system yet. You have to go through the concierge line or email that concierge email address. Okay?
Yes.
Seller's coverage only goes pending, or does it take me all the way to close?
It'll be from the listing date, whenever you enroll it, all the way to the closing date.
All the way to close?
Yes.
So I used you a couple months back.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Thank you.
You probably don't remember me, but
Awesome.
you did answer his phone, so I will vouch for that.
Thank you.
So my situation was a little different because it wasn't seller's coverage, it was buyer paid seller's
Yes.
warranty.
Okay.
So, but it ended up saving my sellers like $3,000. So
Yeah.
it's in a lot of-
There's a lot of negotiating advantages you can gain by recommending or using home warranty. I don't know that we have time for it today. I would love to meet and go over, have coffee with you if you want a free lunch. Hit me up, text, email, Facebook message. I would love to show you the advantages you can gain by using and recommending the home warranties, right? Even in multiple offers. You should not hide home warranties in multiple offer situations, right? If you are savvy and if the other side agent is savvy with warranties, putting the warranty in the purchase agreement is a great way to differentiate your offer from another offer in multiple offer situations.
So yeah, we'll be at pitch at noon if you want to do the lunch thing.
All 220 of us.
But serious question on the listing aspect of it, is there anything logistically we need to do on the forms apart from registering it online? Is there anything that we need to do to indicate that we are utilizing the?
If you call that 800 number, they're going to know, and there's going to be no cost for that listing coverage. So we cover unknown, undetectable, pre-existing conditions, right? Our definition is an ordinary visual inspection. So you will never hear the word or the phrase would not have passed a mechanical test from us. I guarantee it. We do not require a mechanical test. You don't have to open the door. You don't have to flip a switch. You don't have to turn the faucet on. When you look at it, can you tell it's broken? If your answer is no, it's covered, guarantee, all day, every day, okay? Important, very important to have the warranty enrolled prior to inspections. Prior to inspections, unknown, undetectable. After inspections, it is now known, not covered. Enroll, everybody right now, when you leave the meeting, go enroll every single listing for listing coverage, okay? Call me when you get that inspection report, email it to me. I'll be happy to go through it with you and say, these things are covered. These are things the warranty will pay for, right? Yeah. Cut me off when you need it. Right, do it right now. Yep.
What was the question?
As long as you do it a day before. I like to have a day before prior to inspections.
If it's pending, can you do it?
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Last question.
From a home inspection, I think you said if you had a number of items that were plumbing items, if there's only one.
One service fee.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have a number of items that are taking place, there's only one service fee. All right.
Everybody's got my contact info. I'm going to stay after.
And Kevin, you'll be back there. You got donuts or
We're doing
brownies
drawings
or
for golf
something?
balls in a nice little AHS tumbler. Put your business card
Got
in
it.
there, and we'll have a drawing.
Thank you.
Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
I
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Look forward to working with you guys. Good job.
All right, couple things real quick. Mike Pettit has a food truck out in the parking lot. Is he raising money for something? Is he just doing it?
Sunshine Kids.
Sunshine Kids. So Mike Pettit will have the food truck out in the parking lot after sales meeting, raising money for Sunshine Kids. The Sunshine Kids house. Do we have an update on that, Fred?
Yes, we do. It's all gutted now. Vince is going down to take the permits. So we hopefully in the next 30 days, we're going to see a lot of activity, and I appreciate all those of you that participated in helping us demolish the property.
What are we still looking for?
Is there something we still need to help us on this, Fred?
We need a cement person, we need a garage person, we need all kinds of different donations. Any of you that would like to donate to the Sunshine Kids, the more money we make, the more the Sunshine Kids will get. We hope to sell this property and make about $70,000, okay? That's a big chunk.
Thank you. Thank you. Friday, for those of you that are pyros, we will have a fireplace truck. We'll have a big semi-van out here with fireworks that are about half price. Is Bruce in the room? I don't think so. Bruce Johnson will be here. That's why I buy my fireworks through the last 5 or 6 years. So Friday in the parking lot, you want to buy fireworks? Tons of them, big ones. About half price. I'd leave the property before you light them off, okay? But we'll get a time frame and get that out. The Regency grill out we were going to do Thursday. We're going to delay for 2 weeks. We don't have the countertops on. We don't have the stamped concrete going in and on, and we don't have the sign on the building. We want the first impression to be a good first impression. I apologize for those of you, but we're going to delay it for 2 weeks. We want you to come in and see the full effect of this place. It is crazy cool. If you're down there, stop by. Maggie, tell me if this is correct, but I think the fobs, and I know John's over at 159th right now, I think the fobs are working on all the copiers in Sarpy, Regency, in here. And we have security now, same security to get in all the buildings. So one fob can be used for security to get in the buildings, and the copier's correct or incorrect? Sounds like incorrect.
The fobs work on all of the buildings. If you're at Regency and having trouble getting in, swipe your fob from the top all the way to the bottom, and then it seems to work. And then the copiers, as we roll out new copy machines, so we start Sarpy this week, that will... Oh, well, thanks.
And we are getting new copiers throughout this entire building. So if anybody bitches about copier, don't bitch to me.
That's tech.support. No, so...
See, I thought that was very smart of Kim. She put Kevin's number up there, not hers.
So the new copiers start rolling out at Sarpy this week, and then we'll roll them out through Village Point through the month of July. That will all be the same BHHS fob to get into the building, to fob into the copiers, to release your print job at any office. Right now, if you have to go to Regency and print, we need to manually map that printer on there. Give us a day, and we'll be able to do the paper cut, so it's all tied to your fob.
Thank you. Couple things. I will tell you, after sitting through the CEO meetings in Minneapolis and then the brokers meetings last week, with Berkshire Hathaway, Chris Stewart was the right guy at the right place at the right time to help our network continue to move forward. Gino's much more like me. I think we're relationship building guys. We're talking about systems and accountability. But Chris is a guy, crazy smart, came from Oracle, understands technology, and the things he's putting together to simplify the process to help us be more consumer friendly, to make this an easier process to put things together. The things that we've heard between AdWorks and Salesforce and the companies that he's having face-to-face relationships with and putting the pieces together to help us be more productive is unbelievable. So I know at the end of August they're going to continue to roll out more stuff. They are moving at a speed we've never seen for Prudential for years and Berkshire for years. They're like, we're working on this and we're going to get this out at this time frame, and they didn't hit any time frames. They were like turtles. He's got this thing moving, he's pushing it, and I think it's primarily because he understands it. So we are excited about having him in the network. In addition to that, Vander Media, Gary V's company, has been the last 2 to 3 years the media company that's been doing the TV ads and the social media for Berkshire Hathaway. We, you know, as those of you who've been around here know, we have a speaker we've been doing every May. Seth Madison is who we had a couple years ago. Last year we had Inky Johnson. Because of the merger and all going on, we've delayed that to hopefully we're going to do this in September, October. Our goal is still to get an inspirational speaker or somebody in here to speak to us in September, October. I started talking to Gary Vee because I believe he is the #1 social media guru probably in the world today. Again, if you're offended by F-bombs, do not attend this meeting because he will say them every sentence, sometimes 3 or 4 times in a sentence. But he can clearly help you grow your business. Now here's the problem. Chris hooked me up, sent a text to Gary. Gary had his marketing person call me, and we talked for about 25, 30 minutes. At the end of the conversation, he says, I know that you don't want to pay full price. I said, what is full price? He said, $150,000 per speech. Just so everyone's, I said, we don't want to pay close to full price. We don't want to pay close to full price. So I called Chris up immediately after that conversation. I said, Chris, this is not going to work. I said, listen, we've got $10,000 just getting the space, getting food, and doing everything else, paying for his air, his hotel, and everything else. I need you to help me on this thing. So Chris initially said, I don't think we're going to renew with Vander Media. And then when we talked over the last 2 weeks, he says, I think there's about an 85, 90% chance we're going to renew with Vander Media. So I said, here's my request to you. I'm always here to help you. I was pitching this first. I'm like, I would like you to ask him, I said, I would like you to put as part of the Berkshire Hathaway contract that he will come to Omaha and speak for free. I said, let's start out with free. Free sounds a lot better than $150,000 to me. And I know Warren Buffett's got a lot of money, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to send us $150,000 to do this. And we definitely cannot send this to our finance guys. I'm pretty positive on that. I said, but if you have to go up to $20,000, I can live with that. But I think there is a very good chance, even as of the conversation 3-4 days ago, that we are going to get Gary Vee here in September to fly in between a meeting, hopefully in Dallas and Atlanta. So we'll keep you abreast of that. We are also trying to reach out through one of Brooke's friends to Tim Tebow to see if we can't get him hooked up for next year. Now, Tim Tebow, God's best friend on earth, and Gary Vee are extremes. But we think they would both bring very powerful, relevant messages. So just know we have been working for months on trying to get somebody in here. Our goal is to still get someone in here this year that will have a great impact that's going to help us grow our business, guys. And so we're focused on that. So the market has continued to be strong here through the College World Series. We got a real slow start to the year, but it seems like we're continuing to be pretty strong as we head into the summer. So continue to prospect, stay focused, build those relationships. AdWorks, AdWorks, AdWorks. I'm going to tell you out of the Rethink Council meeting that I had 3 weeks ago, the Berkshire Hathaway meetings I had this last week, the comments that are positive about AdWorks for the companies and the agents using it is like 10 to 1 over any negatives. Everybody gets a free AdWorks for 1 week on their listing. And then you can buy packages to expand that. But people are just saying the response they're getting, but the key is on your listing, you've got to put your seller's contact information and most importantly, email address in there. Is that right? The email address in there so they can see that. And then once that email address is there, it's going to track and they're going to see you on Wall Street Journal or on ESPN or on CNN or whatever they're doing. And it's a very powerful tool. So look at these type of things. They're continuing to enhance what's going on with Salesforce and how we can connect that to everything else. But I feel better than I've ever felt with the direction that this network is heading and where they're going and the tools they're going to supply us. So guys, let's continue to focus, let's continue to prospect, and let's continue to grow our business. Good guy award.
Maggie, you got Builder?
Builder Blitz.
Yes.
Builder Blitz. Builder Blitz.
We are doing a builder open house extravaganza. So for new construction listings, July 13th and 14th, hours 1 to 4. Please register with marketing. So marketing at BHHSAMB. Hopefully by Friday, so we can get everybody included. So we're going to do some social media campaigns. We want you guys to identify like best kitchen, best curb appeal, and then open houses July 13th and 14th from 1 to 4. 1 to 4. That's it. I'm done.
So we're gonna social media, but then we're gonna everyone's gonna get 2 or 3 directional signs from us.
Yes. So we have
marketing
directionals
this
to help market this. We'll do some social media promotions leading up to the event. And we're going to send you guys out. There's about 40 houses already registered. So we'll send out a list of who's registered. So if you guys wanted to coordinate something, say in Indian Point or some of those subdivisions that have multiple listings, you can do that too.
But yeah, if you've got a builder, please do this. I think this looks good in the builder's eye. It looks good in the public's eye. Let's do something that's powerful. Do you guys want my notes of the little sentences that I read earlier from Coach Graham? Okay. Jen, you're a good girl? I'm a good girl. Give it away.
Thank you so much, Trevor Shade. You are perpetually inspiring to me and a very dear friend, and I'm so grateful. This award goes to someone who's not here today. He's got another job. He's a newer agent, and I just closed a deal with him, and he was phenomenal. He's super funny and non-assumptive and transparent and sweet and just had that wonderful innocence.
Get up here, Kentrell. Sounds like you're winning an award your first day.
No, his name is Mike Miller, and he's amazing, and I just give credit where credit is due, so thank you.
Thank you. You see Mike? Welcome. All right. Oh, I got one last thing. Yes.
I just need a point of clarification on the home warranty thing. I thought a couple months ago, we were told that BHHS was putting a 210 warranty on every listing after May 1st.
We have 2 warranty companies,
Right.
HSA and 210. But you have to implement, you have the availability to put this on there. So get out there and talk to Kevin about that. But you've got to go in and sign that listing up. It will not automatically be put on there. Okay?
Lori Bonstetter for 210 and Kevin for...
Yeah, Lori and Kevin. Last thing, update. I think a couple weeks ago I'd mentioned that I had Scott drop a letter for me. We sent it up to Minneapolis. We're getting another letter put together. We'd sent that out to Keller Williams. We sent that out to EXP. We've had conversations with Nebraska Realty, and we've had conversations with MP Dodge. Because we had started getting some checks and selling some houses that were 2.0% payouts. And the good news is all 4 of them have told us that moving forward that their new company policy will be that they do not allow their agents to pay out on residential properties below 2.4%. We will in Omaha only, not Lincoln. So, and we've defined in our letter, we've defined Omaha as Douglas, Sarpy, Dodge, Cass, and Washington County, I believe.
And then the Iowa counties.
And the Iowa counties. And so we're going to get letters out going back and forth. We want to have this letter kind of ran through Minneapolis again with their attorneys.
Oh my God.
Wow.
What do you keep doing?
But guys, again, we're partners in this. Again, I'm a broken record on this. The biggest issue with this industry is the downward pressure on commissions. Right? The discounting going on is crazy. In Lincoln, it's already became a discounted brokerage market. It's out of control. That was my biggest concern with this MLS. And we were starting to see companies allowing agents to pay out 2.0 and 2.2 in this marketplace. And again, our conversation is very simple. We cannot control what you charge for commissions. We cannot control what your company policy is. But if you're going to allow your agents to pay out less than 2.4, basically any listing that you sell of ours, period, we're going to pay you 2.0 on every single one of those listings. They've went to talk to their agents. Their agents decided that they would change their company policy. So I think that's good for us. So, guys, yes. This again is for Omaha residential properties. In return, we're not going to be allowing you to pay less than 2.4 on a residential listing. If you end up taking that at 5% or 5.5% or anything under 6, we're taking that on the listing side. We're not going to pay under 2.4. This is a very important thing, I think, to us as we move forward. If we're going to continue to make a great living at this, and there is a burden that falls on our shoulders. Let's not be confused, right? One of the reasons we're talking about concierge services, what do we do to make this a simpler, easier, stress-free transaction for our buyers and sellers? We've got to continue to work on that. We've got to continue to add value to our buyers and sellers in the marketplace to justify, right, the higher commissions that we're charging. But we're going to do everything on our part to help you there, but we need to work together. We all need to continue to improve and change and grow and not become complacent in that in the marketplace. Guy, yes? You sure? You sure? Yes. All right, I'm done. You want the last word? I think you do.
Questions from the last meeting. One is, you said you were going to bring in someone from AdWorks.
Yes, we are going to bring someone from AdWorks. Do we have that set up yet?
Yes.
Thursday.
We got a call with them on Thursday, so we were getting a time on that, but we're excited about getting someone in from AdWorks because they clearly understand it better than we do.
Exactly. Okay. And then the second question is the last meeting when we're talking about.
I'm glad you were one of the 10 people at the last meeting, and thank you for showing up.
Concierge service stuff, you have the
Concierge services, I shared some stuff. Rachel and I shared some stuff from Rethink Council. Did you send out the slide of that
Yep,
lady?
I'll get from Rachel and send out, yes.
Yeah, so the lady from Colorado, yes, we will get those concierge services. Guys, have a great day.
You guys, don't forget $10 cash for Maria Bonita.
Yeah. Food truck, food truck, food truck.